in high definition, where news comes first. This is WECT News at 11.
With the very latest coverage tonight of what some are calling the storm of the century. Strong winds rocking parts of Florida at this hour. Take a look. Video from a tower cam in Miami Beach. This is what parts of the East Coast are already seeing as Sandy makes her way closer to us. At least 10 people have died in the Caribbean. Good evening, everyone. I'm John Evans.
And I'm Frances Weller. Our team coverage right now of Hurricane Sandy. We begin with WECT's Ashley Kazakowski. She is live at Wrightsville Beach watching for the first signs. Our
Michelle Lee will show us how you can stay informed if you lose power this weekend.
But first, meteorologist Rob Ellis just got the 11 p.m. advisory. Let's go straight to him for the latest details. Rob?
Yeah, we are seeing the latest information, weakening the storm just a little bit, down to 90 miles per hour. But to be honest, the strength of the storm is not going to matter. I'm going to show you why. There's the information. Maximum sustained winds at 90, but the pressure has come up just a little bit, 968. Now, despite the fact that the track will remain offshore, it's the wind field that will be so impressive. Now, starting sometime late tomorrow night, we'll start to see this area of yellow. That's the tropical storm force winds that are going to extend out a good ways from the center. So even though this will stay offshore, watch how this will expand as I set this into motion, encompassing most of eastern North Carolina. Even now, some of the hurricane force winds battering part of the Outer Banks as we go through sometime Sunday. There you see the timestamp right side of your screen where it says Sunday at 8 p.m. Still maintaining as a hurricane, but it's likely going to undergo some changes. Again, the exact track of this is not necessarily going to make a big difference in the wind field. The storm is pretty large. In fact, the cloud cover already starting to stream in as the center of the circulation moves through the Bahamas. Again, this is going to be taking aim on the Carolina eastern coastline just with the tropical storm force winds. We do not have a tropical storm watch in effect just yet. I was curious to see if the Hurricane Center would issue that for the North Carolina coastline, but so far they have held off on that. Our forecast for tonight does not necessarily include any of Sandy, with the exception of increasing clouds. You'll see that tonight, and you'll start to see that really through the day tomorrow. You may get some peaks of sunshine, but as we go through the day, it's going to be a lot more cloud cover and chances of rain. I'm going to break down for you exactly what you can expect to see as we go through with rainfall totals and with wind gusts, and as this heads into New England, what's going to be happening on the backside. Some pretty impressive cold temperatures. I'll have it all coming up.
You can get the radar in your pocket and know what to expect. Just download the WECT First Alert Weather app. You can get it for free right now on iTunes or the Android Marketplace. Also watching the storm, WECT's Ashley Kazakowski live at Wrightsville Beach tonight.
Ashley, are there any signs of Sandy at the beach tonight?
Well, not quite yet. If anything, there are some fishermen who are out here trying to get that fishing in before this storm rolls in. Now, right now, it's pretty calm, pretty normal night at the beach. We do know that the surf will probably start kicking up tomorrow, and surfers will notice some bigger swells out here. I talked to local Red Cross officials tonight about this approaching storm. Today, they spent the day identifying volunteers who will travel to the hardest hit coastal areas. Now, those volunteers are on standby. I asked David Garrison with the Red Cross, in the calm before the storm, what should you do?
Being prepared is vital. The first important thing, especially on a storm like this, is stay informed. We don't really know where it's going, so if it takes a little jog to the east or a little jog to the west can make all the difference. And so staying informed is the first thing, and then having a preparedness kit, that's vital.
Now, in those preparedness kits, in those hurricane kits, you should have a 3-day supply of food and water, plus a radio that works on batteries, as well as flashlight and, of course, batteries. And speaking of batteries, here's what you need to know if the power goes out. Let's check in with Michelle Lee back in the studio.
All right, thanks, Ashley. Something that we learned from Hurricane Irene is that you can lose us on your TV, but you can still get us with your smartphone. So this is a reminder. You should go to Facebook and like us, just like WECT News. We found this to be very helpful during Hurricane Irene. So Facebook, of course, is very easy to load on smartphones. You can get updates we post instantly. We post everything on WECT.com, but this is instant, and that's why we like using Facebook a lot. We are not expecting a huge storm, but long-standing winds really could mean some power outages that we could be dealing with. So again, like WECT on Facebook to stay in touch with us. Also, follow us on Twitter. Just search for us at WECT News. You can follow me, you can follow Fran, John, Rob, really everybody here in the newsroom. We started the hashtag SandyILM. So if you've got updates or you want to ask us questions, make sure you go there. Use that hashtag to start a conversation. We've already seen a lot of questions, comments, and even some pretty good pictures. So really quick, don't forget to charge this before you use it as well. Again, it's all about staying connected. And you know, as a community, we have seen worse storms than this, but when the power goes out, we want to make sure that you can get the news. Fran?
All right, Michelle, and good advice on charging that phone. Don't forget that that is so very important. Details you need to know before the storm. All right, organizers say a decision will come tomorrow on whether to cancel the fair here in New Hanover County because of Hurricane Sandy. The tents can take the strong wind gusts, but the rides cannot run if they are wet. If it rains, and they will have to shut it down. You can find dates and times for the fair and expo right now on WECT.com. Now, another event is definitely off for this weekend because of the storm. The North Carolina Festival by the Sea in Holden Beach will now happen November 17th and 18th. The parade will go on the 17th.
You know, a hurricane can mean long hours for emergency officials in any community. Right now, Director Warren Lee does not plan to open New Hanover County's Emergency Operations Center, but that could change with any slight deviation in the path of the storm. And if that happens, Lee says the center could be opened with a full staff in just a few hours.
Along with getting your family ready, the Humane Society reminds you to get your pets ready for the storm too. They'll need food and water, and if you get separated, proper ID can bring the family back together. Put a collar on the pet with a visible ID. It's good to have a picture with you and your pet. For another form of ID, put medications, vaccination records, and first aid things in a pet emergency kit. That's so important. And have a list of hotels that take pets, just in case you need to evacuate.
Now, our coverage of Hurricane Sandy continues. Rob will have his full forecast in about 10 minutes, and you can wake up to the latest information on Carolina in the Morning starting at 5 a.m. when that new advisory on Sandy is released.